In a small town, nestled between rice fields and dusty roads, a young man named Reno was about to face a choice. At 14, his mother passed away. Soon after, his father, a hard-working construction worker, fell ill and was confined to bed. Just like that, Reno's childhood was over. While his friends dreamt of university and grand adventures, Reno looked at his younger siblings, Mila and Rio. They needed school uniforms, notebooks, and warm meals. He could have surrendered to despair, but he didn't. He stood up. Reno had no degree, and opportunities were scarce, but his determination was boundless. His days were a testament to his resolve. Mornings were spent harvesting rice under the sun. Afternoons, he was in a small workshop, his hands greasy from repairing motorcycles. At night, his old bicycle became his partner as he delivered food, pedaling through dimly lit streets. Some days, the weight of the world felt crushing. Some nights, exhaustion and hunger were his only companions. But then, he'd see Mila poring over her books, or Rio carefully tracing letters on scrap paper, and a surge of strength would return. Every night, before sleep claimed him, he'd whisper to himself, "They will have a better life. I will make sure of it." Years slipped by like grains of sand. Mila made it to high school in the town, a first for any girl in their neighborhood. Rio excelled in his studies, showing a brilliant mind for mathematics. Whenever they felt discouraged, Reno's steady voice would anchor them. "Your education is your way out," he'd say. "Don't waste the chance I'm fighting for." They listened, because they saw the calluses on his hands and the weariness in his eyes. But life, as it often does, threw another challenge his way. A severe drought withered the crops, and the harvest failed. The workshop, struggling with fewer customers, cut his pay. Then, his faithful bicycle, worn from countless trips, finally broke down, leaving him without his nighttime income. The pressure was immense, a mountain threatening to bury him. One evening, depleted and frustrated, Reno sat outside, his gaze lost in the vast, dark sky. His hands were rough, his body ached, and his savings were nearly gone. He wondered if this was his breaking point. Had he finally reached his limit? Just then, Rio came and sat beside him. "Brother," he said softly, "one day, I'll succeed, and I'll repay everything. So please, don't give up yet. I'm still learning from you." Mila followed, wrapping her arms around him from behind. "We'll help you carry the weight," she whispered. "You're not alone." In that moment, tears streamed down Reno's face. Not tears of weakness, but of realization. They weren't just children he was pulling along anymore. They were walking beside him, ready to share the load. A new chapter began. The siblings united. Mila began selling her handmade crafts online, her creativity bringing in extra money. Rio started tutoring younger kids in the village, earning a small but steady income. And Reno, with renewed vigor, found work repairing farm equipment in neighboring villages. The hours were longer, but the pay was better. Their teamwork was their salvation. Time marched on. Mila graduated high school with honors and won a scholarship to a university in the city to study education. Rio, with his exceptional grades, was accepted into a prestigious engineering program, his costs covered by grants. The day they were to leave, Reno stood with them at the bus stop. The years of hard labor had etched lines on his face, making him look older than he was, but his eyes shone with a brilliant, undeniable pride. "Go," he said, his voice thick with emotion. "Build the life I never had. And never forget where you came from." Mila hugged him, her embrace tight and full of gratitude. Rio bowed his head, tears falling silently. "We won't forget," he promised. "Everything we have, we owe to you." More years passed. Mila became a beloved schoolteacher, inspiring children with the same hope her brother had given her. Rio became a skilled engineer, designing bridges that connected rural villages, ensuring no community was left isolated. And what about Reno? He no longer worked 3 jobs. He no longer carried the world on his shoulders. His siblings, true to their word, bought him a quaint house with a garden. They covered their father's medical care. Every holiday, the house was filled with the sound of their laughter and the aroma of home-cooked meals. One evening, as they sat together, bathed in the warm glow of the setting sun, Mila turned to him. "Brother," she said, "you didn't just raise us. You shaped us. From you, we learned what kindness, strength, and true love really mean." Reno smiled. It wasn't the tired, strained smile of his youth, but a deep, peaceful one that reached his eyes. "All I ever wanted," he said, looking at the 2 incredible people before him, "was to give you the wings I never had." And in their success, he found his ultimate victory. This story is a powerful reminder of the incredible strength found in family and selfless love.